And then the real value addition will be coming from the sustainable aviation fuel and the green urea, which is not only, this is the real downstream on that, which you can also, the agriculture will also be helped on a large way. So this is a very ideal location, and this location was supposed to be for imported coal-based power plant. Yes. So which, with blessing from Honorable CM, we had been able to really convert that, the site, and the approval has been now given that it will be now the green hydrogen hub. And that will be, instead of importing the coal, which is the carbon, we will be able to export the from there. So that is what the vision is. And as it is very clearly that there will be many people who will be having apprehensions in their mind. But you will have to be optimistic. You will have to just go on along. And we are sure that what the revolution has come in the renewable energy in the form of the solar power, which is now even solar plus storage, 4 hours. Yes. We have bid for 3 rupee 52 paise. You would have been following that. Yes. So even with the 4-hour storage. So maybe I think this is going to prove to be a very, very powerful tool for the self-reliant India. So that is what I think Bharat ka jo Atmanirbharta jo hai, wo, I think that is what is going to be the
you gave us the context of what is happening on the renewable energy side. The government, of course, has a target of 500 gigawatts, and what we're being able to do currently is about between 25 to 30 gigawatts annually, and the hope is that we'll be able to get to 50 gigawatts soon. And plenty that's happened on that side as far as manufacturing in India is concerned, which has dropped prices significantly when we talk about energy. Mr. Naidu, you wanted to make a comment on what you heard there from Mr. Singh?
No, I entirely agree with Singh. In green energy, green hydrogen, I am very happy to inform India is taking lead. People are talking. Now green hydrogen, they started, they are working. Even one more company, Greenco, they are back and they are having green energy. Now they are going for green hydrogen, downstream, ammonia, other areas. Then people will think, where is the market? How to go? There is market. Is it affordable or not? There is another question mark. So with all these things, what I wanted to impress everybody, originally around 10 years back or maximum 15 years back, solar power 15 rupees, 16 rupees unit, prohibitive cost. Then nobody used to talk about it. Around again 2014, we thought innovative ways how to reduce the cost, go for scaling. Then we have gone in a big way, solar, wind, all these things. Around 2018, I announced unit cost will come down around 1 rupee 50 paisa to 2 rupees. Today, around 2 rupees, 2 rupees 30 paisa, 40 paisa, it has come. One story I will tell you. Yes. When telecom revolution, at that time I was responsible, I gave Vajpayee ji to go for deregulation of telecommunication sector in India. Then he agreed, he has deregulated, transformed the sector. At that time, ordinary phone, 20,000 rupees. Luxurious. Then I met Dhirubhai Ambani ji. I met him, I told him, technology is fast changing. As on today, news channels are coming. It will go to satellite. From there it is coming. Voice is coming through BSNL lines. Data is coming differently. Tomorrow, convergence is coming. All voice, video, or text, everything will come automatically. Bandwidth, if you see fiber, originally we used to use copper. People used to cut it and melt it and sell. That is more profitable. Now fiber has come. Because of fiber, there is no need to have any raw material. Only we have to ignite little power. Then he started this industry. Then he announced at that time $5 billion US. From 20,000 to 2,000 rupees it has come. Drastic reduction in prices because of scaling and technology and manufacturing. That is how green hydrogen is a necessity. There is no other way. But how to reduce cost, how to create ecosystem, it is our duty for innovators to innovate.
Well, how to reduce costs and how to get customers to pay is the other challenge that we have, and that we.
No, that is what I
Yeah.
am saying, sustainability.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Short term, medium term, long term.
Absolutely. Mrs. Sani, I'll give you closing comments now, to investors who are looking, both domestic as well as foreign investors, at the business case on why they should make these big ticket investments. What would you have to say to clear some of the doubts or some of the apprehensions that they may have?
On two fronts, I can say energy, it has been covered primarily by Mr. Singh only, and energy also I can add that the way it is growing, the demand of the country way it is growing, by 2040 it is going to be double of the energy demand which we are seeing today. It's around 800 to 900 million tons of oil equivalent. It will be around 2,000 by 2040. So we can't survive with the kind of fossil fuel dependence that we are having right now, where maybe it coal, maybe it be oil, maybe it is gas. It can't be there. So a substantial portion of all new energy has to come from the sustainable areas. And we are all working towards that. In fact, in our case, in Indian Oil, all my new projects which are coming, we are increasing our capacities by 20% or so. But all my new capacities are coming which will be powered by renewable energy only. We are not going to put up any captive energy plants for this, for
Yes.
fossil fired. So that is one part of it. The energy part is growing, it has to grow, and it has to go substantially on the sustainable basis. That is one. On the other side, why investors should come and invest in futuristic petchem projects or the downstream ones. I'll say that today India is at around 30 million tons of petchem consumption, out of which around 25% of it is getting imported. Around 10 million tons of it is getting imported, 20-25 million tons we are producing. Going forward, by 2040, we will be seeing at least 2.5 to 3 times more consumption in India. With the kind of GDP, sir, as was telling, the kind of GDP growth, kind of urbanization, kind of middle class earning power, kind of standards of living improvement, sort of healthcare improvement, all this is adding to petchem consumption. So it is going up to 70 to 80 million tons by 2040. So if we are not putting up capacities here, we will be, you can imagine how much dependence it will be there on the imported petchem. And then we will be like paying for it. So this is imperative. Every investor has to, like whoever is there in the oil and gas business, it's a very decent hedge that we have to have for our production. And this is the way to grow, I suppose. And with leadership that the Honorable CM is giving and others also in the states and in the center, we will have a very conducive atmosphere for all the investors to come here and come to India and invest. Thank you.
Closing comments from you.
Well, I've seen the Honorable CM's aspirations before on IT, and it's, what's amazing about it is it's not about winning the domestic market. It's not about being the best state in India. It's about being the best. And I think this brings us back to this idea of how does the hub be competitive globally, right? And I think with 2027, chemicals will be part of the carbon adjustment mechanism in Europe. I mean, they haven't announced it, but they've certainly hinted at it. And so I think when you talk about customers and affordability, that purchasing is coming down the line. And to be ready for that market by saying we're both low cost and we're carbon, low carbon, is an enormous opportunity for India to take actual global leadership on this.
Mr. Naidu, I'll give you the closing comments, sir, the final say, your pitch to investors who are looking at the state of Andhra Pradesh and specifically at the petchem sector.
I entirely agree with all speakers. Sustainability, short term, medium term, long term. Sustainability with environment link also is important. petrochemical, being a petrochemical man, IOC, is using green energy. That is the reality. Whenever it is affordable, is using. Whenever there is a must, is going for petrochemical. Now, recent times, you have seen Silicon Valley. There is no water. Environmental imbalance. Because of that fire, how much loss? 4 lakh crores. Now, because of environment, cloud bursting. At a place, 30 centimeters, 40 centimeters. That is another problem. For all these things, you cannot misuse nature. You have to protect nature. For everything, there is some price. We have to correct that price, right time. Then it will be a win-win situation. That is what is happening now. Even Paris Agreement, all these things. Everything is a matter of time. Originally, everybody used to heckle me when I used to talk about information technology. Today, everybody is linked with information technology. Otherwise, he cannot perform. So it is which is good. Phase 1, which is the next, it is a matter of time. And also we have to work in that direction. It is a reality. Petrochemical has to go. Green energy has to come. Both has to manage simultaneously for transition period. That is my assessment.
Well, thank you
It will
very
sustain.
Thank you very much, Mr. Naidu. We hope that the sun does rise on the ambition and the aspiration of making Andhra Pradesh a petrochemical hub. But appreciate your time and your thoughts, and my many thanks to the
Not only petrochemical hub. Green hydrogen hub also.
green hydrogen hub also.
For sustainability, be clear. Not only one,
Many-
both managing
absolutely,
simultaneously.
Absolutely.
Sir, just one word. Even then we have the joint venture, IOCL and NTPC, and we are giving that power.
Yes, so we need a symbiotic relationship. We need a symbiotic relationship. But thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us here today, and thank you very much for giving us an insight into where things stand for the market, but more importantly, what the future looks like. Appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. A big round of applause for our panel this afternoon. Thank you, sir.